Hi, it's good morning from us. Good morning from us. Here in our little untidy house. Oh boy, it's fun. My daughter-in-law and my son, well, my daughter-in-law's doing the painting, my son's doing the other bits and pieces, are still redoing the kitchen. My daughter-in-law's making a really good job of it. You know, she's sanded everything down, primered everything, you know. I had a very good kitchen that was all in wood that I was very, very reluctant, even if I'd have had the money, to replace with one of the newer kitchens that are not proper wood, as I call it. This kitchen is all proper wood, you know, even inside the doors and the backs. They're not chipboard, they're not anything, they're proper wood. So I was very, very reluctant to get rid of them, but they were very dark wood and old-fashioned. So we decided we'd give it a sprinkling. Well, I didn't decide, my daughter-in-law decided, and I agreed. So she's now in the process of, well, not trying to kill us all with the fumes, but she's trying to kill herself and my son with the fumes, because my goodness, that there's a special paint that you do on kitchen cupboard doors. It's not just ordinary gloss, it's a special paint. And it really, really stinks. It's awful. It set us all off with coughs, you know. I mean, my poor daughter-in-law, she's in there with the door shut half the time. Anyway, she's having a day off today. She's taking my eldest great-granddaughter out for the day because it was her birthday at the weekend, and she had a lot of things going on then, so they decided to take her out for the day. I'm not sure they're taking her sister with her, but they're taking Casey out anyway. So I will be able to show you the finished kitchen eventually. My new to me oven has gone in. My son knows somebody who does refurbishments in kitchens and things like that, so this was a stainless steel double oven, and it's practically new. But you know how some ladies are when they move in a new house, they want a completely new kitchen and they want a completely new oven. So this oven is not hardly old at all, you know, and it's stainless steel, it's quite pretty. So I'll show you that when it's all done. And I've got a new extractor fan, because when my son tried to take the other extractor fan off the wall, it fell apart. Which is hardly surprising because it was 30-odd-year-old, you know. And these things are not built to last, are they? Anyway, apart from that, everything's going along as normal. I got the bathroom finished finally. The bottom strip was put on the shower, so that's all done, apart from me painting the bathroom door white, and then my son will put the towel rail and the hooks up. But you know what I'm like with painting, it gets right on my chest. So I can't see me rushing to do that anytime soon, especially when they're here and there's like 3 of us using the bathroom. It's a bit awkward to have wet paint in there when people want to go in and out, you know. I'll probably leave that and maybe do it when I'm on my own, because at least I've got the downstairs ladies' room. Well, loo in a cupboard. It sounds posh, doesn't it? I've got a downstairs toilet. I've seen bigger ones in caravans or trailers or whatever you want to call them. It's literally a little square. But it's very, very useful, and makes my life so much easier. You know, when I've had ups and things like that, I mean, it was a godsend when I had my spine done. I could never have walked up them stairs every time I wanted to go. Because you know what we ladies are like, you know, of a certain age, we have to go. And when we have to go, we have to go. Anyway, what am I doing? Well, I finished off my ladies. Oh, sat on it, Emma. Where is it gone? Oh, it's here. Finished off my ladies' circular waistcoat, but I can't block it at the minute because there's just nowhere to block it. So it's done anyway. Nice and bright, isn't it? I mean, I was a bit unsure about it when I started it, but that's what the front will be like when it gets its button on, and the collar will fold back on itself. So that's what it'll be like when it's blocked out. It'll lose the humpy bit in the middle. I hope, she says. Well, I started crocheting last night for my great niece, but I wasn't happy with it. It's a bit holy, you know, and sort of finger poking holes in it. My niece, my younger niece, isn't a lover of crochet anyway. So I've raked out my very, very ancient book. It's Knitting and Crochet Book for Babies. And I found a couple of patterns in here that I've made in the past that I'm thinking of doing. I know it's sort of a... When I say she's a baby, she's 2. Well, she will be 2 at Christmas, I think. And my niece likes subtle colours, so that's why I chose the... Oh, I can't show you all that anyway. I'm just choosing a pattern or something with a bit of... I'm going to knit, yes, knit. Don't know how I'm going to get on with it because you know what my arms are like with knitting, but I thought if I start with something small like this, maybe I'll maybe get them. So I'm giving myself plenty of time, you know, between now and Christmas and to knit her a couple of cardigans. I thought if I don't go crazy, just do a few rows and then put it down and do some crochet. I haven't decided what I'm going to crochet yet. Because I can't decide what to crochet with that gorgeous yarn, I'm not going to rush into anything. Because, you know, I don't want to make something and then wish I'd made something else, you know. You always start something, then a lovely pattern comes along and you think, ah, wish I'd have left it, yeah. So it's sort of going into stash, but it's not really going into stash because if it goes into my stash, it'll get lost. So at the moment, I'm just knitting up what I can find. Or crocheting up what I can find and say, see, I'm going on to knitting because I think I'm going to go crazy doing a bit of knitting. Yeah, I mean, I think she's called Emma from Potter and Bloom. She said, oh, I didn't realise you knitted. I do knit and I have knitted an awful lot in the past. It's just, I'm just treating my shoulder very gingerly. And now my right shoulder's starting with pins and needles down my arm. I think I told you ages ago I've got bulging discs in my neck that are pressing on nerves to my arms. Not a lot that can be done with it really. You know, I have to sit in a certain way and put my shoulder in a certain way to sort of relieve the pins and needles feeling. Which is why I'm a bit dubious about this knitting, but I really want to try. I haven't knitted in quite a while, but... Sorry to all the ladies whose snoring makes them go to sleep. I have got 3 sleepy dogs. I've got one on my knee, Poppy over there, Sky sleeping on the sofa. The big dogs have both been out for a walk this morning, so that's tired them out. And the little one went with me up to the bank. I had to get some funds out and get a sandwich for my dinner. It's been terrible not being able to cook. I mean, I don't cook anyway, as you know, but it's been terrible not being able to sort of get into the kitchen, you know. Oh dear. Anyway, we did manage to warm up on lasagna in the oven because we had the oven in last night. So we managed that. It's been really much hit and miss with our lunches and dinners. Oh, excuse me. I've been having like things like tins of tomato soup warmed up in the microwave and a sandwich, so it's not really what you might call nutritional, is it? But the things you have to do when you don't have an oven. You don't realise how, well, not being a person who cooks a lot, I didn't realise how much I did actually use an oven until I didn't have it, you know. Because I was without it for 3 days, so we'll see. We'll see. Oh dear. Anyway, I'm not going to stay on long. Sue rang me up on Wednesday. That was yesterday. Oh, I'm losing track of the days. Yesterday. And she said, I can't come, she said, because I'm looking after my youngest grandchild. I said, that's really a good thing, Sue. Don't think you would really want to come. I mean, Trish was in full throw with the painting yesterday, and Arian was twittering about doing other things, an oven and stuff, and putting the hob, you know, the cooker extractor fan up. And he was doing a little bit of cussing and swearing because, although it's supposed to be the right size, you know what they're like, they're always millimetres out, aren't they? So he was having to use a bit of brute force to get it in place. And then he twisted his knee. So the air was a little bit blue for a while, you know, so Probably as well that Sue didn't come. Anyway, hopefully she might come tomorrow afternoon, but she's not sure. But to be quite honest, if we're still in the middle of the kitchen, she's not missing a lot, is she, really? You know, I know you like to see her, and I like to see her. But I don't want to subject her to paint fumes and coughing and spluttering, and everybody's got a sore throat. Oh dear. Well, I know you'll like to know what I'm wearing. This actually is a pattern from Jenny King. But it isn't a pattern. You have to buy the, it's called Get Squared. You have to buy either the, I think it's like a plug-in, you know what they call them, those little plug-in things that you plug in your computer. Or you can buy the downloadable DVD thing that comes to your computer. And then after that, she gives you a lot of different designs that use this sort of beginning. There's V-neck ones, there's boleros and everything. But you have to sort of buy the, you know, the thing to start it off with. Unless you're clever, because I'm sure there must be some patterns very similar to it. It's top down. And you do your increases like raglans. I did unfortunately overestimate myself with this one. I either make them a bit too small or I make them too huge. I cannot get them right. Especially if they're top down. I always think, well, I need a bit extra under the arm. So by the time I've put a bit extra under the arm, of course, I put extra on the width, haven't I? So if I did this again, I would do it, the same design, but do it on a much smaller hook, because this is really flopsy. You know, you have to do one, don't you, to decide that, you know, you need to do it on a smaller. Everybody's got this thing about using large hooks, but I really don't like using too large of a hook on things, you know, because they just go flopsy and dropsy when they've been washed. Well, they do when I wash them. It must be the way I wash them. My beads, of course, I got from eBay, probably, more than likely. And I'm wearing a plain royal blue dress underneath it all. But I must admit, I've got tights on and I've got my underskirt on underneath. I've got layers. Because I was going up to the village to get to the bank, and I mean, she says to me, it was rather strange. I went up to draw some money out. And she said to me, do you not do online banking? And I went, yes, but I thought, yes, I do online banking, but my tradespeople prefer to be paid in cash, you know. They haven't got card machines or whatever, you know. They don't want money transferred in PayPal or something, because they want cash. So I thought, well, what use was it me having online banking? I still couldn't pay people, could I? I know what she meant, but yeah, but my people prefer cash. My son said to me yesterday, he said, do you realise how much this would have all cost you if it hadn't been my friends that were doing it all? And I do know, and I'm extremely grateful, because they've really stretched my pennies, you know, a long way. I mean, I've practically run out now. We've got to the run out stage nearly. I've got to get me decking furniture. I've looked at quite a few, but I haven't found the right one yet. There's been several that's been in my price range, but they've been collect only and they've been down south. The ones that do deliveries have all been, you know, X number of £100, and they've been too big, the sets, really. You know, they've been a sofa, 2 chairs, table, parasol, you know. It's kind of, I know my decking looks big, but it would be kind of a bit full if I had all that on it. I'm really looking for just 2 chairs. All right, 2 chairs will do. 2 chairs, a parasol and a table. I had hoped I was going to get something, you know, like sale time, because it's not been a good summer and I thought people will have stock in that they haven't sold. But so far nobody's parting company with anything for the sales, you know. They're knocking a little bit off, but they're not knocking lots off. I thought they would have been slashed right down to, you know, we don't seem to have sales like you do in the US, you know. We don't have 50% sales of anything. I think we have 10% and 20% sales we have. Times are hard in the UK, nobody's got any money. Well, this beaker or mug will actually be true today because it's the Knitting Queen. And I am hoping, Gigi snoring, I am hoping to try a bit of knitting. Now, when you see the next video, it might be, well, I did start my knitting, but I had to give it up. I don't know how it will be. But I just thought I'll start with a little 2-year-old first. And I think she's 2. She might be 2 going up to 3, but she's not a big 2, if you know what I mean. She's only a slim little thing. So, hopefully I'll start that. If I can ever get Gigi off my knee. Gigi thinks my knee is for sleeping on. He objects strongly when I try to put him around the back of me. You know, it's like, no, I'm not going. No, I want to be on your knee. I want to climb up your chest. That's where I want to be. And of course, I've got the day to myself. Everybody's gone out, and I thought I'd get stuck in. You know, put a bit of loose women on the TV and get stuck in my knitting. And because I've got to find the needles first. I think I know with you. My very ancient needles that I've had for such a long time. But they're Aero, and I love my Aero knitting needles. Oh, I did get something else actually. Telling a lie, I didn't get anything. I got some hooks. They're not great hooks. They're these ergonomic or whatever they're called. They're not a brand as such. I thought, I'm not buying a branded set and then I can't use them, yeah? But they go around my hand. I have managed to use them, but I was actually halfway through something. So even though there was the same size of a hook, it didn't seem to be quite the same size. You know how they do. They vary, don't they? But they're in a little container. They came from China, of course, where else? And they go from 2.5 up to a 6mm. And what I like about these is they've actually got a 4.50mm. Don't often get those in sets. That seems to be a size that's peculiar to the UK. Anyway, it just says Luxus for the hand with an E on the end of it. Yeah, I just saw them advertised, and I thought, well, you know, for the money I'll try that. And they did come quite quickly actually. So I was quite overjoyed with that. And I did get something else, but I can't remember what I got. Oh, I know, it was one wooden hook. One wooden hook. And it's got some sticky on it, but it was a second hand, but it's really smooth, so I'm looking forward to using that. You know, some are rough, aren't they? This is so smooth. Yeah. The only hook I've got so far that I've been a wee bit disappointed with was that one, which was the clover one. It's got that funny plastic, you know. That's what I call snaggy plastic. Oops, can't get it out of the hook. Can't get it out. But anyway, it's that. I don't know what they make plastic hooks of these days. They make them out of something horrible. You know, that is pony one. I cannot use this pony one for love nor money. It's not, it feels smooth enough, but it's like draggy. The old hooks are highly polished, you know, and they're very slidey, the old hooks. But these, I don't know what they're making them of. I feel like writing and asking them, saying, because they're dull, you know, they're a dull finish on them. The old hooks used to be shiny, slidey. Oh, I sound like, oh, shiny, don't I? Oh dear, I'm trying to stay busy and optimistic today because it's the first anniversary of my darling Buster. He died today, last year, about this time of the day actually, so I thought, well, I'll do a video, take my mind off it. You know, I still get a choky feeling when I think about him. I know Teresa's going through the same thing. That's simply Simply Twee Beings. She's just lost her beagle, CJ. You know, people used to had said to me, I lost Buster, you know, it's just a dog. And I'm thinking, no, it's not just a dog. It's my family, you know. But anyway, don't want to start because I'll cry. And I don't want to cry today. Anyway, I'm going to get out my knitting needles. I'm going to try doing a bit of knitting. If I'm a dismal failure, I'll let you know in my next video. Well, I won't be a dismal failure at knitting because I'm okay at knitting. It's just the pain. If I get pain, I'll have to stop. So that's the only thing I've got planned for today. I'm going to go and eat my sandwich in a minute. I go to the bread shop, the bakery or whatever you want to call it, and I get myself a freshly made ham salad sandwich I've got. It's got salad cream on it, it's got onions on it, so it's a good job I'm not kissing anybody later. Unless it's Gigi and he doesn't mind the smell of onions. I mean, last night we had garlic bread and everything, so I thought it's a really good job I don't have a man in my life, isn't it? You'd have to eat garlic as well. Anyway, I think I'm going to go and light a nice scented candle and make sure it's out of the way of the dog. Poppy's got a lethal tail. She just goes and knocks everything flying. I mean, I bought those candles that are on a battery, you know, for the prettiness of them, but of course they're not scented, are they? So I do like scented candles. I've not tried the wax melts yet. I'll maybe try some. I'm not in a rush. I've still got about 4 scented candles to burn up first before I buy any melts. Maybe I'll get a melt for Christmas. Maybe I will. Nice cinnamony Christmassy smell. But it's getting a bit too close to Christmas to think about. This is why I'm starting my great niece's cardigans now. Give myself a couple of months to do them, yeah. I can crochet much faster than I can knit, you see. I must find out from my younger niece what she would like because she usually wants something knitted, and that's what really killed me last Christmas. It was like, oh, I was pressing on with this cardigan for her because I didn't want to disappoint her for Christmas, you know. And oh, my shoulder was in so much pain. But it's gone back to the right shoulder again. The left shoulder that had the injection is quite okay now. It's gone back to the right. But it's not really coming from my shoulders, you see, it's coming from my neck. So my daughter-in-law said I should be doing stretching exercises, you know, stretching when I can. So maybe I should look up some online. So anyway, do you know, I always say this, don't I? I keep saying I'm going, saying I'm going. And then I don't go. I'm like this with Sue, I think I said. Sue and I say goodbye about 10 times before she finally gets out the door. Anyway, my camera is probably going to conk out on me because I didn't recharge my battery. So I shall say goodbye all, and I hope you're all having a nice crochet day. And I've got a few more new subscribers, or new friends as I like to call them. Subscribers sounds so, I don't know, unfriendly, doesn't it? Subbies sounds awfully unfriendly. You're all my friends, so hello to all my new ones, and of course hello and thank you very much to all my regulars and the ones who stay with me through thick and thin. I really appreciate it. And as I've said before, I love all your comments because they do keep me going, especially on a day like today, you know, when I'm feeling a little bit sad. When I feel like running up to the dog's home and adopting another dog, you know, and I can't do that. I keep saying I'm going to get a cat, but I don't know how Gigi would react to a cat. Man, I would get a couple of cats, I wouldn't just get one. Preferably siblings, you know, that, you know, I don't mind if they're adult cats as long as they're house trained. Kittens are usually a pain in the because they wreck everything. And one of my cats shredded a complete sofa before I got him house trained, when I got him as a kitten. So Gigi says goodbye everybody, have a nice day. Bye.